Good morning, everybody. It's Amy Bennett with the AM Show. So glad that you are here. Oh my goodness. So this weekend was pretty good. It was a weekend that Scott had to work, so we stayed close to home. Not that we don't ever do anything when he's not when he's not working, but I mean I don't know what I'm trying to say. We do things when he's working is what I'm trying to say. But we do like our family stuff on the bigger family stuff on the weekends that he is not working. So Lexi did get sick over the weekend with the stomach virus, so she was kind of stuck at home. And then Emma had a bunch of stuff going on this weekend, so I was running her around to that. And she did some of her own running around, which is so nice. She wants to go shopping and I want to nap, and we both get to do it because she is driving. Anyway, so I hope you guys had a good weekend. Good morning, Nancy. Thanks for joining. So today is super exciting. Welcome to October, first of all. Holy cow. Like, can you even believe that it is October? It is still, okay, here in the Charlotte area, it does not feel like fall at all. We are still in the 80s. I think it's getting back up to like 89 degrees this week. So we are not feeling fall much at all. It is a little bit cool this morning, but it's gonna be back up in the 80s today. Cannot believe it is October, but here's the exciting thing about today. It's October 1st, which means today is the day that the Encourage Women's Devotional Bible is officially released. And I have been talking about this. If you've been on the podcast, you know that that Dayspring is our exclusive sponsor for the Feathers podcast this season, and during the episodes I have been talking all about the different features of this Bible that they are releasing. So Encourage is it's kind of like an offshoot of Dayspring. It's a website where women can gather online, and so they have put the authors and friends of Encourage have written some devotionals, and they put a Bible together. It's a CSB version, and it is out today, and it's so exciting. I've seen, I got an email last week that we should be receiving our author, I guess they call it author copy, our copy. They're giving us a copy for writing in the Bible, and I saw some of the other ladies getting theirs over the weekend, and so I'm really excited. I think I'm going to be getting my box today in the mail, and I'm so excited to open that. And I also want to Gina, I don't know if you guys know Gina, she joins in the morning. She actually went to her Lifeway, and saw the Bible last week already out on the shelves. And so that's super weird and super exciting, and I'm hoping to make it to our Lifeway to see a copy of the Bible. So that's so exciting. Oh my gosh. So if you don't know, the Bible comes in 4 covers. There's some hard covers. There's a leather type thing, so it's a leather feel, and then there's the actual I think it's a navy leather Bible, so it's all the same thing. They've got like 300 and something devotionals from 120 people. They've got devotional plans, they've got reading plans, they've got profiles with women of the Bible. They've got all kinds of stuff in this Bible, so I'm so excited to get a copy of it. So if you haven't ordered it, you can pick it up online, or you can go to, I don't know, I guess it would be at all, like if you have like a local bookstore, I guess they're carrying that too, which is kind of crazy to think about. But today is launch day, so you're going to see probably a lot of people online posting about it. But I'm so grateful. I'm just so grateful. I just can't believe they asked me and that I got it done and it's out. I don't know, it's just so special to me. It's special to me because there was a Bible that I had as a young woman, and it was a devotional Bible, and I don't know, I just love that Bible and the words of the women. Like, I had not totally, just fallen totally in love with God's words yet, but I could relate to the words of the women, and it was like a bridge for me to God's word. So even though I wasn't like reading, chapter after chapter, I was reading their words, and I was able to relate to those, and for me it was just like a bridge. Anyway, and so I still read devotionals from women. I don't know, like, I don't mean to say I don't mean devotion. I read Lisa Turker's. She has a book that actually I think Marie gave me, and I read it this morning. So I love devotions. I love God's word. I love it all. So it's exciting. So both of them together in one thing. But that is what I wanted to talk about. I thought about this back in Psalm 1. It's one of my favorite. This could be my favorite passage. Maybe my favorite passage of the whole Bible. Almost. Maybe John 15 is probably my very favorite. But this relates to it. And this is really the heartbeat behind Abiding Ministries altogether. And what I have seen God do in my life over the past 10 to 15 years. And it starts out with, and this is a familiar passage probably to a lot of you, but it starts out, blessed is the man. And it talks about what he does. I'll just start. So, blessed is the man, and then I'm like adding on here. Now it starts in verse 2. His delight is in the law of the Lord, and on his law he meditates day and night. He is like a tree planted by streams of water, which yields its fruit in season, whose leaf does not wither. Whatever he does prospers. Whatever he does prospers. And this has been a picture of what I've seen God do in my life, is that when I began to delight in God's word, actual God's word, that things began to change. And I didn't feel like a dried up, I actually wrote this actually in my book Entangled, which is a story of how I got, I don't know what the word is, not sucked into, but found myself in an emotional affair. I was so dry. I was emotionally dry, did not feel loved, did not feel joy. I just was like, just empty. And I was so hungry for love and acceptance and happiness and joy and like everything in my life. There was no reason whatsoever I should be unhappy. I had, a good job, a good family. Like, there was really no reason whatsoever that I should be not fulfilled. But I wasn't, because my delight was not in the law of the Lord. And when that began to change, when I found myself in an emotional affair, I was rock bottom, really rock bottom, and turned myself to the Lord and began to search his word. And let me just tell you, I found myself in the Psalms of David. That's where I found myself. And I just began to pray God's word through the Psalms. And it was prayers of confession, and it was prayers of, it was just really prayers of confession. And through that, I was able to find my delight in the law of the Lord. And then these things began to happen. It's began to yield its fruit in season. And that's one thing. Yeah, you begin to yield fruit. You begin to see the joy. You begin to see the peace. You begin to see the patience. And it's in season. Let me tell you, God has worked in seasons. And I can feel these, now that I don't feel these all the time 100%. It's God working in season, but I have begun to see the fruit that God has been building. And then it says, whose leaf does not wither. That does not mean that I have not seen hard things. Actually, I think I'm more aware of them, and experience them more. It means that when the storms come, because what would cause a leaf to wither? Like heat and pressure, and just dryness in the area, right? So something that should cause you to shrivel up will not cause you to shrivel up, because you are being sourced from something internal, and it doesn't depend on the weather outside and your circumstances on the outside. It depends on what you believe on the inside. And when we are sourced, our living water is sourced from the inside, it doesn't matter what the circumstances is, your leaf will not wither. And that is what I have seen. Yes, it's hard, but my leaf does not wither anymore. I don't feel dry. Yes, I have questions, and yes, I doubt, and yes, it is hard. I still cry. But it doesn't put me in that place where I'm absolutely desperate. I'm desperate for God, but I'm not just desperate for anybody else. I'm desperate for God, and I know who my source is, and I know where to go to. And it says whatever he does prospers. That does not mean that suddenly you're going to become like a millionaire and have many houses and all of that. It just means that when you are following God in his word and what he says, it will do the thing that God meant for it to do, and it will prosper in the ways that God meant for it to prosper. We may not even see some of those things and understand. If you listen to the episode with Ellie Holcomb and got to the end, we talked about that, where somebody was really moved by a song that she sang at the If Gathering, and you know, she didn't know it. The girl shared it on my podcast, and I was able to share it with Ellie, and Ellie was like, isn't that so true, how so many of us, you don't have to sit on a stage, you don't know how your life impacts the people around us, and we may never know, and that's prospering. But you don't have to know it. You know what I'm saying? But if you're living according to God's word and his way, then you will prosper, and you can trust that you're prospering even if it doesn't feel like it. And so this is what I want to say. It all hinges if you delight on God's word. Everything that I've seen in my life, and many women that I have talked to through my podcast, I think we're almost at 150 women that I've talked to. All of them have a love and delight of God's word, and that is the difference in their life. And so this is what I want to say. If you don't delight in God's word, that's what you got to do. And let me just tell you, you begin to delight in God's word when you begin to read God's word. And I think that's the challenge that I have for us today, is that so many times we don't really, and I've said this so many times on this morning show, we don't really pick up God's word itself. And I talked about devotions today, and I totally believe in them, but we also have to pick up the actual words of God, and they are alive and they are working. And in the times where I did not delight in God's word, pray first for delight in God's word. Pray first for delight in God's word. Like, Lord, I think some people just don't even believe that God's word is true. That was for me. Like, I was, 15 years ago, I was looking at this. I had been raised in a Christian home, but I looked at it and I'm like, how do we really know that's God's word? Like, how do we really know this is true? And there's so much doubt, there's so much doubt about what this really was. And you know what? Sometimes you have to go on those journeys to figure it out. Highly recommend A Case for Christ, that book. I know it's super popular. It's been around for a while. Case for Christ. Nabil Qureshi, Seeking Allah, Finding Jesus. That's a great resource too. If you doubt, go on that journey. If you can't delight in God's word because you don't even believe that it's real, that's really God's word, go on that journey and figure that out. Because once you really believe that God's word is true, and then you actually start reading it, everything changes, and then you will be a tree planted by streams of water, and you will yield your fruit, and you will not wither, even though drought comes. And I'm just so passionate. I'm so passionate about God's word and its truth, and the way it has changed me, and the way it has gone with me through hard times, and the way I can rejoice through it. It's like literally making me emotional right now. I love God's word, and I want you to love God's word, because I see what happens when you do love God's word, when you delight in it. And I think about, I've talked about this before, but I think about delight, and there are some things we delight in. Some people delight in going to Chick-fil-A. Some people delight in donuts like me. And we can understand delighting. I always think about too, my little nephew, like, he just delights me. Like, he can just stand there and I can just watch him, and he just makes me so happy. And I delight in him. I love him, and he doesn't have to do a thing, And that's like the feeling I want you to think of. Something that makes you feel like that you just love it so much, like you want it when you don't have it, and it makes you so happy when you do. And that's the feelings that we need to get about God's word. And if you're not there yet, it's okay. It's okay. Just like I said, pray that God would give you delight of his word, and I promise he will answer. If you will do what he leads you to do, he will answer that. He will answer that prayer, because I just know that's what he wants to. He wants you to delight in his word. He has given it to you as a gift. It is meant for you to read. Yeah, it's so good. Oh my goodness. So I've gone on a tangent. But so if you need a new Bible, there's a new one out today. There's a new one out today, and I'm actually interested to see the CSB version. I don't have a Bible that's CSB. I read from the NIV. This is a great Bible too, just in case. I mean, it's not the Bible where I have a devotional in it, but the Life Application Study Bible is NIV. I love this Bible. I love the they have a little bit of commentary at the bottom and some cross references and stuff like that. So it's been a great Bible for me. I don't know how many years I've had this one. Do I even have a date? You know how you put the date? No, just has my name. I don't know how many years. It's been a lot of years I've had that. But like I said, you can go check out the new Encourage Women's Devotional Bible. I'm so excited to, I'm hoping I get my copy today. I'm so excited to get it. So anyway, I think I've gone on long enough. What I wanted to do, the whole thing is, I got totally sidetracked and totally forgot. What I wanted to do is challenge us. I want to challenge us. I want to read through, so this summer, I challenged us over the summer to read the whole entire Bible, and there were a handful of us that completed that, which is awesome. Marie, that is on here, she read the whole Bible for the first time this summer. And Molly, she might join. She ended up finishing, our original 90-day end date was like the end of August, but she she messaged us in the group this week and said she kept reading and she finished it last week. So she read it in like 120 days or something like that, which is awesome. So that's a big challenge. And I do want to say that's one of the things that totally changed my perception of God's word, is challenge myself to read the whole Bible in 90 days. But I'm not going to do that again, because that is like really time consuming, and it is like a lot. And it's kind of like having a baby. You get done, you're like, oh gosh, I'm never doing that again. But then like you miss it after a while and you want to do it again. So I end up doing about once a year, once every 2 years, something like that. But anyway, what I wanted to challenge us to do for October, because today is the first day of October, there's 31 days in this month, there is a plan for us to read through Psalms and Proverbs, right? Okay, so Proverbs is easy. You just read whatever date it is. So today you would read Proverbs 1 all the way through October 31st. You would read, obviously, Proverbs 31. And then what you do is you read, I'll have to get it, but you read whatever day it is. So like today is obviously October 1st, so you would read Psalm 1, Psalm 21, Psalm 31, Psalm 41, Psalm 51. So you would read like 5 of those, and then you go to the next day, and then you learn Psalm 2, Psalm 12, Psalm 22. Anyway, there's a printed copy of this plan. I want you to, if you want to, and the reason I picked Psalm and Proverbs is because it's easy entry. To me, it's easy entry into getting a habit of reading God's word. I find those to be the most enjoyable to read. It's reading like poetry. They're super practical. I love reading through Psalms and Proverbs. They're like default, like if you really want to get into a habit of reading God's word every day, it's a great place. It's a great place to start. So I'm going to do it. And if anybody wants to join me, put your comment, said I'm in, I want to read Psalms and Proverbs with you. And all I'm going to do is message you the link to the plan. And if you guys want to do a group, I'm very happy to do a group, but I was thinking we just kind of would keep everybody accountable. I show up here every day, and we can talk about, I'll probably end up talking about whatever I've been reading about. So if you want in on the plan, Psalms and Proverbs, you're going to do probably 5 Psalms and one chapter of Proverbs. So you're going to be reading 6 chapters. As you know, some of Psalms chapters are only like this long. We can do it. I don't think it's going to take you any more than probably 10 minutes. I can't imagine it would even take that long. But if you're in Psalms and Proverbs, we're going to read it together through October. Get in the habit of reading God's word every day, and love those books. And so, yeah, I just decided to do that today. We're going to do it. Why not? I do better on a plan, and I've missed the plan since the 90 days in the summer. So this is good. And then I end up somehow in other books too, but that's good. Okay, awesome. I see people saying I'm in. Marie, Darian, Nancy, Jenny. Yay! Let's do it together. Okay, I want to say good morning. You can tell that I don't have to do school pickup today because I'm going long, right? Scott is off today, which is great. Nancy, Jenny. Oh, I already said some of you guys. Carla, Stephanie, Kim, and Sherry. Good morning, guys. Thanks for joining. Yay, Stephanie's in. Okay, everybody I called out, you guys should say I'm in. I'm in. Come on, we can do this. And you need to go get the new Bible. You can go get the new Bible, and we can read it in the CSB version. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm hoping, like I said, I'm hoping I get my copy of the CSB today, and I'm going to read Psalms and Proverbs in the CSB version, which I have never done. Yay, Sherry's in. Yay. Oh, yay, Kim's in. Woohoo. This is like, I don't know. This is exciting. Okay. So even if you're watching later, say I'm in, and I will message you the plan, and yes, you can obviously read it in whatever version you want to. You can read the Message, you can read the King James Version, you can read, I'm not gonna, what am I doing? I don't need to list all the different versions. Anyway, so I'm excited about that, and I haven't done that yet today. I did read, obviously, Psalm 1. So you're halfway to. I read it to you. Half of Psalm 1, so you're almost done with one chapter. Anyway, I'm excited today. And I think that's about it. I don't think I have, do I have anything else exciting? Today's just all about the Bible. So I'll be posting, you'll be seeing posts about that on social media. And what else is happening? I think that's it. That's like the fun thing for today. The Bible is out, and we're gonna read God's word together, because we want to be trees planted by streams of living water. That's what we want to do. That's definitely my heartbeat. So, all right, let's do it together. And I guess that's it. I've been going for a while, so I'll let you guys go. I hope you have a wonderful week. We're going to get it started well, and thanks for joining. Y'all have a good day. I'll see you back tomorrow. Bye.